All right, listen. Usually videos like this, the YouTuber will say, guys, we did it. We hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to sound pretentious and say, I did this. But I don't want it to sound like that. So here's my reasoning. And I think this is really interesting. And it's fine. If you're a YouTuber and you've said that, if you've said, we've done this, congratulations, this community is the best. Like, the community being good isn't really what built the success of the channel. I think there might be like very few cases where that might be true, but it's not really. So anyways, here's my thinking. Okay, when we say that reaching a certain subscriber count is a success, if we're going to congratulate ourselves or myself or whatever, if we're going to count this as an accomplishment, and we're saying the accomplishment is getting 1,000 subscribers, that's the metric, right? Subscribers is the metric being measured. You can't assign the success to the metric being measured. If I were a stamp collector and I had a book to place my, why did I choose stamps? I don't know, spoons? But where do you store spoons? Let's stick with stamps. And I have a book where I'm sticking my stamps that I collect. At the end of the book, when the book is full, I don't look at the book and say, stamps. Let's assume stamps are people. Stamps. We did this. No, the stamps didn't do anything. The stamp collector did everything. So I feel like I would be disingenuous and lying if I said, guys, we did it. We hit 1,000 subscribers. No, we didn't do that. I hit that. That doesn't mean I'm not thankful for you. It doesn't mean I'm not appreciative of you. It doesn't mean I don't love you. It just means that I'm going to be honest with you and say, other than the fact that you might share my content or, you know, even just liking my videos, like you help the videos gain exposure by viewing, but ultimately it's me that's in charge of the success. So I feel weird saying, hey, you metric that I'm celebrating, you metric are the thing that caused the metric to reach the success. That doesn't make sense. That's not how it works. It's the result of a cause that the result couldn't have caused, if that makes sense. So it sounds really pretentious, but I'm pretty sure my audience, because you guys, according to my demographics, are severely older than most audiences of like Let's Play channels. I think you guys will understand what I mean. So what are we going to do in this video? Well, first of all, I want to tell you what we're going to do last. Last, we're going to have a blooper reel of the Office parody that I did. If you missed that video, that'll be the first link down in the description below. Go watch that before you see the bloopers, but there will be bloopers at the end of this. It's pretty funny. I was proud of it. It was good. But we're going to do a couple things in this video that could kind of be videos on their own, but I thought let's just condense it into this video because that way more people are more likely to see it, and it's going to be real quick. We're going to be at the bloopers in no time. So the first thing I wanted to tell you is a bit of a, we're not going to rant about it, but I had a bit of a realization when I got the email from YouTube about the changes to the monetization, to the partnership program, which I'm not going to get into it. Most of you know my opinion. I think it's a good change. Now, obviously, I'm going to think it's a good change now because now I'm in the bracket of people that meet the new bar. But even if I were at 500 subscribers, if this were a 500 subscriber video, I would still like the changes. My summary of it is, here's what YouTube is doing. It took me days to figure out how to give my summary of what YouTube wants. YouTube wants to reward creators who make good content and play by the rules of YouTube. They don't want to reward people who make bad comment and or don't play by the rules of YouTube. They're wanting to weed out the bad content, and I use bad content as a very general term. They want to weed out bad content, and they want to weed out the people who are cheating the system. And I think this is a step in the right direction. And some dude over on Twitter had a really poignant thing to say. He said, the more people cheat the system, the more the system will get strict. So the more you try to inflate your numbers artificially to meet that goal, the more YouTube's going to go, okay, fine, 2,000 subscribers, 5,000 subscribers. Like, they're going to keep upping that if they don't find another way to get rid of. Anyways, I don't want to rant about it, but there was something in the email that they said that really kind of impacted me in a really cool, positive way. It said this: 99% of those affected, meaning 99% of the people who were monetizing and had less than 1,000 subscribers and less than 4,000 hours watched in a year. 99% of the people that the changes affect were making less than $100 per year in the last year. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I measure my success by the money I make from ads, because I don't. I don't. To be honest, I don't really measure my success by much, because I'm having fun. If I get more subscribers, great. There's more people to interact with. If I get more money, great. There's more money to spend on my wife or spend on my wife, and that's great. But the monetization isn't what keeps me doing it. Like, sure, it may make me make slightly different decisions than I would. Like, I'm not going to sit here and play boring games that no one's going to want to watch. I want to make my subscribers happy, and I want to get new subscribers to get more money, but ultimately that's not what drives the channel. The channel would be happening nonetheless. But when it said 99% of those affected were making less than $100 per year in the last year, I realized I was part of the 1%. And I got really proud of myself in that moment, because I made, in the last 12 months, I've made more than $100. And I was like, that's really cool. Like, as that of a measure of success, I feel like that's good. That means that in my bracket where I am, by YouTube standards, by YouTube's rules, I'm doing things right. And I thought that was pretty cool. So now, on to the next section. That was me kind of bragging about myself / telling you guys I had a cool little realization. Next up, I want to give some shout outs. Dirty word. Kyle just said a dirty word. No, seriously. This is something I want to start doing more often in a very natural way. And boy howdy, if you ask for a shout out, you better believe you're not going to get one. Ever. I will literally keep a notepad file on my desktop called askedforashoutout.txt, and you will not be in it. And some smart aleck is going to write, Hill Dragon's going to write in the comments of this video, hey, I want to shout out. But no, so I've got some channels that I want to shout out, and this is going to be really quick, because there's 3 full shout outs, and then there's 3 honorable mentions, and we'll talk about what that means in a second. First up, and most importantly, and I already told this guy I was going to do this, Mellow Gaming. Anthony. Mellow is like, he has the coolest, calmest, just the right amount of snark British game, not reviews, but recommendations. He does Let's Plays as well. I don't usually get a chance to watch many of those, but his Mellow Gaming Recommends, or his MG Recommends series, are always a joy. He puts so much work and thought into the making of these videos, where he will show you a game that you've never really heard of, and he will immediately make you want to drop everything and go buy it. And he's so good. He's a really nice guy, super supportive of me, and we talk on Discord a lot and Twitter and whatnot. Cool guy. Love Mellow Gaming. He's fantastic. Go check him out in the description below. I'll put a link to his channel. Next up, for YouTube, I've only got two YouTubers that I'm mentioning. The third one's a Twitch one. They were a YouTuber, but they're just doing Twitch now, I think. Pikminnicus. You knew it was coming, buddy. I'm going to specifically recommend Pikminnicus to the parents out there. If your kids like a slightly wacky Let's Player, go with Pikminnicus. Get you some Pikminnicus in your kid's life. Carter asks me more to watch Pikminnicus than any other YouTuber. And I love Pikminnicus. He's a great guy, and he's one of those guys that I would recommend to any parent. No matter what game he's playing, you know it's going to be clean. You know it's going to be wacky and fun. Carter loves him. So go check out Pikminnicus. And then third and finally is on Twitch, go check out CoupleCade. CoupleCade is one of the most adorable, charming couples that you ever did meet. He's Irish. I don't remember if she's something. I can only picture his voice in my head, not hers. Anyways, but it's Fraser and Carla. They're adorable. And here's the thing that I love about CoupleCade. You don't subscribe for the games, you subscribe for the people, which I feel like is what you should do in the best case scenario. Like if you're subscribing to a channel because they're playing a specific game, which as a YouTuber is a scary thought because you're not always going to play that game. If you subscribe to someone because of the game they play, you're not really into the person. Hopefully you eventually do. But CoupleCade, you immediately love them for who they are. They're just so much fun. They're so talented. They're great together. They're an adorable couple. And like Carla every now and then will do a chill stream where she's just working on art. She's an artist and she's really stinking good. And it's fun. I just love watching their streams, and I don't get to do streams often, but when I see they're on and I'm like editing or something, you better believe I put them up on the side. So yeah, go check out CoupleCade in the description below. There's a link to their Twitch, and I'll probably put a link to their YouTube just in case they decide to go back to YouTube. I don't think they're doing anything on YouTube anymore though. So honorable mentions. These are channels that are no longer uploading, but they need to because I miss them greatly. And the first one is obvious. If you know me at all, you know I'm going to say games played terribly. Jeff, Roger, I love you guys, and I miss games played terribly. If you're not subscribed to them, I don't care that they're not releasing more content. Go subscribe to them and pick a game that they've played and just watch through the playlist. You will not be disappointed. If you like Game Grumps and those couch co-op, dual commentary guys, if you're a Basement fan and you don't mind cussing, and not that they cuss a whole lot, but go check out Games Played Terribly. Really, really good. Oh yeah, disclaimer, not all of these are family friendly. I will specify if they are. Next up on the honorable mentions, Pensive Elephant. My favorite voice of any YouTuber ever. I don't care who you are, you don't have a better voice than the Pensive Elephant. Go check him out. Go watch through his Darkest Dungeon. Oh, his Darkest Dungeon playthroughs. They make me so jealous because he just oozes with this dramatic essence about the game, and it's so good. Oh, his voice is great. And thirdly is an honorable mention for someone I don't know. I've only watched one of his videos. I think I've tried a couple of the others. Chris Parsons. Hill Dragon introduced me to this guy, specifically this one video called Dissapointment. Set aside 26 minutes of your life to go watch Dissapointment. It's like a one-man sketch comedy show, and it's beautiful. It's the best undiscovered thing I've ever found on YouTube. It may be my second favorite YouTube video of all time. First being Wrestling Isn't Wrestling. Shout out to Wrestling Isn't Wrestling. But I'm not giving him by the way, I'm only doing shout outs to people that are smaller than me. That's how this works. I'm not going to shout out somebody bigger than me. They don't need it. I'm wanting to help out people smaller than me. I didn't clarify that. I love you, Basement, but you're too big for my britches. Did that sound weird? Because it couldn't have been their britches. Anyways, it's not the point. Go check out Chris Parsons' Dissapointment. It's really stinking good. And then there's a blooper reel of it as well, which is funny. I think that's all. Another honorable mention obviously goes to Hill Dragon. Hill Dragon, you're my bouncing board for all of my frustrations, especially when I'm not able to go to my wife in the moment. Thank you for being my YouTube wife. So anyways, here's the blooper reel, and we'll see you guys at 2000. Adios. Goodbye. Oh wait, I gotta look at what I gotta say. I'm forgetting I need to look at you, because in the office, the only time they look into the camera is when they're specifically doing a gimmick to look in the camera. Otherwise, they're looking at the person holding the camera. So I may actually look there, not at you. January 17th, 2017. A day that will live infamously. January 18th, 2017. January 19th, 2017. January 20th, 2017. This is, I looked at the camera again. That's so hard not to.
It looks better when you look at me.
Does it?
Look at your limit. Okay.
That one? No, that one.
Your eyes need to be down a little bit.
Okay.
Like it looks like you're looking like way up.
Okay.
Well, let's just go.
January 21st, 2017. January 26th, 2017. I got the giggles now, it's over. I might just as a joke come up here and put one on you.
Ow!
Sorry. How many days are there in January?
Wait a second. Pop. Are you listening to me?
Uh-huh. Pop.
Shut that off.
Pop. Try this a little bit differently. January 26th, 2017. A day that will live infamously. YouTube LLC, otherwise known as YouTube. Otherwise... Why can't I get past January 26th? Happy box, happy box, happy box. Blast. Okay, I couldn't get the alt tab right. Okay, restart that.
Whoa. Calm down.
I'm trying.
Breathe.
I'm trying.
I said breathe.
I heard you.
Second.
Oh, I forgot to hit the music.
Listening to music?
Whew. All right, surely I'll hit 1,000 by February 10th.